morning. It is Saturday, March 20th, and let's get our cards out and let's see what the topic of the morning is. What is our topic of the morning? Okay. Running out of room over here. Okay, so what we have today is beauty, perception, and we have spring. Spring. Put this up where you can see it a little better. Spring. Okay. So, you know, how you perceive things is so important. You know, we have spring coming up. I know yesterday all day there must be something blooming. I was sneezing, my nose was running all day. It was just, you know, and we can either see the beauty of spring, the perception of the beauty of it, or we could get caught up in the sniffles like I had yesterday, you know, and just staying caught up where you miss the beauty. So on one hand, we go out and we see all these beautiful trees are now starting to flower. The leaves are starting to come out. So we have, again, the beauty of springtime. But sometimes, again, you can miss the beauty because you get caught up in a negative perception. So which perception are you going to hold to? The positive or the negative? Okay, remember the yin-yang, and we've talked about that before. Every light has a seed of shadow you could find and you could grouse about, or every darkness has a seed of light that you can find and you can cling to and grow with. Okay, so which one are you going to choose? Okay. I prefer to choose the beauty of spring, you know, and let go of the things that go with it, such as hay fever, whatever that one has, because I can feel it already again starting. I will be probably sneezing and my nose will be running all day today with something is out there flowering and blooming, which is affecting me today. So we'll have to see what happens. But again, you know, you can have your perception on the beauty, what's surrounding you, and you can find beauty anywhere. I watched a video. It's on Amazon. You can get it if you have Amazon Prime, and it was called Metal. What was the name of it? Metal something. Anyway, this guy was a musician, metal musician, and he lost his hearing. Okay. He lost his hearing and he was thinking it's the end of the world. And I could really relate to that movie because he started losing his hearing. And it's like, you know, what I was going through with the one side here with the acoustic neuroma. You know, at first everything is getting muffled. And if I'm, you know, what I was noticing, I thought there was something wrong with my TV. Because things were muffled. I could hear the sounds, but I wasn't able to get clarity with the words. Okay, it was not picking them up. It was muffled. And it was feeling like in the movie you'll see this guy trying to, you know, clear his ears, you know, how you get that pressure. Well, that's what mine feels like. So I can relate to that. he's trying to clear his ears and, thinking it's a pressure thing. And no, he was just losing all his hearing. And so he did. He went deaf. And he went to live in this place where he could learn sign language and learn to deal with the deafness. Well, being a musician, he didn't want to accept that. So he decided he was going to go get the cochlear implants done. And he sold everything he had, all of his instruments, his panel, everything that he had, an RV that they were using, and sold everything so he could get these cochlear implants so he could get back to music. Well, when they did the cochlear implants, everything sounded metallic. It didn't sound like real speech. He could hear what they were saying. It would translate, but it would have this weird metallic type of a sound to it. It wasn't natural sounding. And he had been working with this girl. They had the group together doing this heavy metal music. And so she went to France. So he went there to see her and to get back to doing the music. Now somebody was scratching herself and, cutting and scratching and had all these things. And when he went there, that was all cleared up. And she was looking good, heard her singing, and it was nice from what he could tell with this metallic thing. But anyway, he wanted to talk with her about getting stuff back. And when he started talking with her about going back on the road and doing the music again, she started scratching again. And he noticed it, and he clued in that this was a stressor for her. She would go along with it because she loved him, but it was a stressor for her. And so he decided he was going to go out for a walk, and he goes out for a walk, and he's hearing all this sound, these kids doing their skateboarding, and the church started ringing its bell and everything, and it was just, So the last part of the video, he is taking out the cochlear implant. He unplugs it, and he goes into the silence. And that's where the film ends. Okay, he goes into the silence rather than chasing this sound which he thought he needed to have. Now, the end of the movie, when he goes into the silence, I can relate. It's like what my perception in the world is. Not that I'm running around in physical silence all the time, but I have internal silence, and the internal silence is what it feels like when he takes out those cochlear implants. That's my world. Not that I'm not hearing sound. Yes, I hear sound, okay? But my internal world is like soundless, okay? So it's like I said, I can relate to that movie in some degree, okay? Because when the mind stops going, when the mind stills, you are in that permanent silence, internal silence. And so the externals, though you're aware of it and it's going around, okay, it doesn't penetrate that internal silence which is always present. So if you want to get a kind of an idea what it's like, because you see that perception that opens up when he takes it out and he's not having that distraction of that sound, and the one guy where he's living, he's talking about the silence, really connecting with that silence. And this guy wasn't getting it. And the guy there had offered him a job staying there, working with kids or working with others, but he wanted to get back to music. That was his thing. But that's where the film ends. And when he takes those out, it's like a whole new world opens up from the silence. You can feel the expansion that takes place. So if you haven't seen that movie, it's a good one to watch, and you can feel that difference of perception that takes place. And so this is how we relate this back to the talk today. It's about perception. How are you perceiving the world? Okay? Are you perceiving it from a place of silence, or are you perceiving it from a place of just, overarching sound and just drama, which is pulling your attention from here and there and everywhere? Okay? So today is a day about watching perception. How are you perceiving things? Where is your attention? Where is your intention? Okay? So I'm going to leave this here. I hope this has helped somebody today. It's a different world when one stills within themselves and that internal silence expands. Then everything feels to be more, like I said, an expansion. It feels to be an expansion, grounded, in quietude, settled, peaceful, okay? It's a whole different awareness. So yeah, if you get a chance and you have Amazon, it's a movie that I think was out there for, what do you call it, some awards and things. Let me see, Prime Video. Let me see if I can bring it up here real quick. If I can find the name of that. Not sure if it's a Prime Video or, yeah, Sound of Metal. It's an Amazon original, so you're only going to be able to get it on Amazon. But it's called Sound of Metal. Now, for me, the beginning of the movie was just horrendous. I'm not into metal music, and it's just screaming and pounding and loud and, cacophony of angst and drama. Okay. Yeah, but once you get through that beginning part, then it starts to get better as you go through the movie. But yeah, Sound of Metal. So again, something you might want to watch, an interesting movie. So much love and light to everyone. Please be safe out there. Continue to mask up, and we'll see you online. As you can see, Miss May May is back there laying down. We finally had success. Now, oh, here she comes. Yes, you heard me say your name, didn't you? Yes, so she's standing up here and wanting attention. She finally went potty in the yard. Now, let me tell you, this is a huge success. This was a huge success. She was a good girl yesterday. Yes, she was a good girl. Yeah. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to take them for a walk today. Yesterday, I didn't take them. I was supposed to get my RV, the VIN number checked. I go to and turn the key, and my battery's dead. So then I had to make a new appointment. I can't get a new appointment until April 16th. By then, my tabs have expired. And they say, we're not giving you another extension. Well, this would have been done long ago if they would have done the paperwork, which they let sit there for 4 months. Okay? So, again, in the midst of the confusion here in New Mexico, just trying to get a vehicle registered. So, I'm pretty much relegated. If I don't go somewhere before the end of March, I am stuck here in New Mexico because of my expired tabs. So what to do, Baba? We'll see what happens. Hopefully they get the paperwork done. After 4 months of waiting, they just began the paperwork recently. So when it'll get done, I don't know. But again, we'll wait and see. And we just continue to go forward, step by step, day by day. Well, I'll do a chitty chat on this. I'll talk with you later. Love and light.